Hi, so today I want to make a video about this Wavetek 600 C80. This is a cellular activation tester. This is meant to test old analog phones, like for example, like this Microtag or Nokia's or even there's a Startac, all phones made into the 80s and 90s that are working on the AMPS network. This is just an AMPS network and nothing else tester. But yeah, I hope this video is not that long, but I want to cover three different stuff, you can say. I want to show the interface of this thing, show some phone testing, obviously, and yeah, I think also I want to show some phone hacking thing, really basic, just listening to a call from another phone that is not even connected to the network, just cool stuff. So yeah, let's just go to the table and start the video. Okay, so here we have the Wavetek tester. You can see really simple interface on the front, just some keys and the 4-line display. We have here on the top the TNC antenna, and here we have a printer port and the power. This thing can be powered by batteries, but I removed the two packs inside because yeah, they were leaking and just old and dead. So yeah, also you have here a really nice leather handle, so you can carry this thing around and probably kill people because this thing is really heavy. But yeah, you can see it's portable anyways, really cool. So let's power this thing on. This thing has a Dallas real-time clock inside where it stars, well, obviously the time and some settings, and the battery has died, so I need to replace that. So normally I get crap on the screen, I have to go to the setup to change that. Okay, so I'm going to the setup. You can see here we have the RF input. In this case it's off air. I can change it to direct. That means I can plug in a cellular phone directly into this to do more detailed test on frequency and power. But in this case I'm going to use the antenna. The system, we have the control channel, the standard one, so I'm not going to change that. The system ID, this is a value assigned by regulation. So for example, the FCC will assign us a certain system ID to a region. But in this case, it doesn't really matter. If the phone is not in the same system ID, it will just show roaming. And the digital color code is just a number assigned by the operating company. In this case, it's also something that doesn't really matter. Okay, let's go to the next. Also, you can do the same setup for system B using this key here. We're going to enable the quick activation test, so it will show you some information of the phone. The shutdown timer, I'm going to let that thing 5 minutes. The backlight always on. Beeps, I'm going to turn on beeps. This is the month, day, year, hour, main. We don't care about that. So yeah, you can see this is a 1.16 amps 9093 Wavetek. You can click here on view and you will see all the manufacturer that are saved on the memory of the device. If you have a device that is newer or something and is not registered here, it will show unknown or no brand or something like that. Yeah, that's the setup. You can see we have view, erase, store. There is to save or do that kind of operation into the already tested phones data. You also can print that. Sadly, I can't get hold right now of a printer, so I can test that, and there is a functionality that also requires the printer. I will not be able to show right now. So yeah, that's basically it. let's go to do some quick ID and quick ID test origination. You can see the tester is on. I'm going to power this Motorola Startac. This is an analog phone. It's not TDMA, and you can see I have already a signal and a roaming light blinking. So I'm going to make a call. First, I'm going to set a test here. I'm going to make a call to this absolutely real number. Okay, the phone did make that sound because I have to send a redial, but it's fine. You can see on the screen we have the power level, voice channel, and RSSI. So this thing is actually doing handoff test and power level test. You can see it's probably going to kill the battery in this phone. But yeah, it's testing like a user moving around different networks. I'm going to talk into the phone. As you can see, the TX audio is moving right here, so the microphone in the phone is good. The next test is the speaker test. So I'm going to put my microphone closer to the speaker, and as you can see, there is a tone. And the next one is a call. So the tester is calling the phone, as you can hear. And actually, you can see I can answer. There is a blinking LED and everything. So yeah, I did answer the call now. You can see there is in use. So the phone is ringing. Yes. In this case, it says the mobile is functioning properly. I'm going to hang the call, and now we can see the results. Normally, this will be going to the printer. In this case, well, we don't have one. So you can see we have the power change, the handoff pass, the microphone pass, and the speaker, ring test, and power level. Power level requires be plugged directly to the phone, so we didn't do that. I didn't identify the manufacturer because it's probably a newer Motorola, but it did show the number I did dial before. You can see I get here the mobile identification number. There is that. The ESN is protected. This thing has a feature where you need to actually have the printer plugging in, so it will give you a pin that you dial on the phone, because it will show you the ESN, because that will prevent you know, like illegal stuff like cloning the ESN just on the street. Also, you have the station class mark. There is different information about the phone. In this case, it's 10. There is 1 to 12, if I remember correctly. In this case, 0.6. C means, I think, it's analog, and 832 is the amount of channels this phone supports. Older phones will show 666. In this case, this is a little bit modern. You know, almost all the phones will show 832. I'm going to do the same test again, but in this case with this Nokia phone. You can see it's another clamshell. It should be getting signal. You can see on roaming. So I'm going to make a call. That's another of the real numbers. You can see on the screen it says Nokia, where's made. Okay, the same information. This is a station class 1 phone, and well, here is the RSSI test. I can open the antenna here. Need to finish. The same thing about the power output, and the microphone, as you can see, works fine. In this case, this phone has some kind of issue, and I can hear the tone, so I'm going to say no. And now I'm doing the call test. I'm receiving a call. There is no caller ID. The tester doesn't do that. So the same case of the other phone, I can open the clamshell and answer the call. So the phone ringing, yes. Okay, so I'm going to test this thing with this smartphone. This is from 2001, I guess. This is a, you can see, a palm power device. And this is a CDMA2000. This is a Verizon phone, and this you can see is picking the signal from the tester. I'm going to do the same test. I'm going to dial a number. Okay, I'm going to turn on the speakerphone. So you can see the tester is showing the number. The phone adds an area code. Yeah, you can see it's doing the network handoff test. So it will make a sound when it's changing voice channels. There is a really a tiny fraction of a second when the phone loses the voice channel. Okay, so back into the speaker test, the tone, probably you can hear that, and the incoming call. This phone just vibrates and doesn't stop until you pick the call, and I think that's really cute in some way, because I don't know why it's doing that. I mean, yeah, it doesn't stop, it just keeps on going. So let's pick the call. And yeah, you can see I'm on the call already. So let's say yes. And this thing dropped the call. You can see call ended. So let's go now to the phone hacking freaking test. So you can see how to listen to calls into the AMPS network. Okay, so you can see here I have the three devices. I'm going to use this Nokia as the client phone that's going to be talking to the network. That's going to be this. So I'm going to power the tester, and I should get signal here. You can see. Yeah, you can see I'm roaming. I connected this phone, the microphone input of this phone, to the audio output of my modern phone, and I'm playing an Adrian digital basement video on the back, mainly because he's talking, and that's more than enough for just analog telephony. And I'm going to use this phone. This is a back phone, you can see, a two-piece phone. I add a switch here so I can enter into programming mode. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to power the phone. You can see it's loud. And you can see it's locked. We don't care about that. We just enter into the U5 mode. First, I'm going to set the volume. Okay, a little lower. And now I'm going to open the channel so I can listen. And you can probably hear now. Whoops. You can probably hear now. That's the control channel that this thing is sending right now. So I'm going to put my microphone. So yeah, that's the control channel. This thing talking with this phone. But there is still no call. It's just sending basic stuff, saying, yeah, I'm here, I'm a network. So I'm going to start the quick test. I'm going to start a call from here. I'm going to call my friend with the real number here. And we should hear the audio. So the tester right now is doing the channel switching handoff thing. So that's why the power is so low right now. Okay, so I'm in the TX mode, and you can see the audio is moving right here just fine. And if I move the antenna. Okay, so I move the phone here closer to the antenna. You can see I have a really high quality audio right now.
But this, like the definition between the sections here, like between the white and the black there, wow. And here are the normal color bars, and down here, see if I turn the brightness up, you see that there are 3 extra bars there. You should just be able to see.
So you can see it's pretty cool. I'm going to switch to the next test. And now the tester is generating a tone for the Nokia, but I'm also listening to both sides of the call now. That's pretty cool, right? So yeah, there is. Let me shut down this. So that is how people used to do that back then, just using standard Motorola phone. There were other brands, like I think Ericsson phones also were able to be used for scanning, and Oki phones. There were a famous model where you can, for example, get more information about the network, connecting the audio output to the computer and then just cloning it back to the phone. So you can make a perfect copy of your original phone, so you can make free calls. They did implement protection and stuff, but yeah, that not always was, perfect. So yeah, that was a really quick test. I have another test I want to do with this, like show you how to clone ESN with another phone, for example, and sniff that information with a computer, but that's going to be for another video. So yeah, that's going to be it. So thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and subscribe if you are interested in more videos about this